Hello, quick little post today. Unfortunately, I have more questions than I do answers. What I'm really doing here is I'm trying to solicit experts to come talk to me, especially on the foundation, endowment, pension fund type of environment. Now, I think we're all aware of the benefits of diversification. That is, if you hold, multiple assets, whether it's inside an asset class, multiple stocks inside a stock portfolio, or multiple asset classes, you're able to achieve a better risk and return trade-off, right? So you have expected returns with lower volatility, given proper diversification. Now, what I want to do is I want to think about this in the context of the COVID-19 crisis. I think it's a fantastic test case or test environment to see if the diversification actually did what it promised it would do. And I want to think about that specifically in terms of alternative investments, which maybe you and I don't have, but I think in the endowment, foundation, pension type space, there are lots of those investments. I want to know if they delivered what they promised during, the first and second quarter of this year. Now, I think we're all probably aware of the benefits of alternative investments, right? They are uncorrelated with traditional public long-only type investments. So it offers diversification in that regard. It offers downside protection. They tend to perform better in down markets. They also tend to have lower volatility. Now, some might argue that that's a function of pricing, that they don't price as often, so the volatility is actually higher than suggested by the data. You can expose yourself to different types of investments that you cannot do with traditional public equities and fixed income. And given the cost structure, they often attract the more skillful managers. So you actually, despite the costs, they more than pay for themselves. Now there are people out there that criticize them. I think rightly so in some cases. For one, the fees are higher than they are with traditional public investment vehicles. The investments themselves can be very complex, which can be troubling in some cases. And I think because of the complexity, operational risks get compounded. And a fact that many people probably don't realize is that the downfall of alternative investments, hedge funds, things of that nature, is not kind of investment blowups like we see in the news, long-term investment capital, et cetera, but it's actually on the operational side. They're unable to operationally handle this. All right. And what's made me think about this today is what I've seen in the news recently and some academic research that I've seen recently. So in the news, I've seen things like private equity returns can be replicated with public shares, and therefore you don't need to go into the alternative investment space, or that alt beta funds can offer hedge fund like returns or investments more cheaply. So you don't have to pay this 2 and 20 type of fee. And I think more importantly, I've seen some research by Richard Enos that basically says that the alternative investments are no longer providing the diversification benefits that they promise to provide. The net result of that is that public pension funds they end up with index-like returns, but they're paying the fees of alternative investments, right? So they're getting returns that they could get otherwise through cheaper investment vehicles, but they're paying extra for that. So the net result is that they're going to, and they have been, underperforming, right? So what I want to know if this is true, or this has been true in the most recent market volatility. First and second quarter of this year, have we seen that in places where these types of investment vehicles are held? So I'm thinking foundations, endowments, public and private pension funds. I would love to speak to someone who works at one of these places. So if you do and have some knowledge in this area about this and in this time period, I would love to talk to you. I'd love to speak with you. Please reach out. We can do a quick interview to try to get some insights in this regard. Thanks so much for listening and have a great day.